Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another video. This is a paid request for Jonathan. Thank you so much for that. And for those interested in requesting any type of videos, feel free to send it. PayPal is usually the best bet. It will be for pretty much any type of video. I'll try to get to it as soon as I can. Or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. And this is for A Haunted House, the 2013 film, which did get a sequel because this was a big hit. People forget. Well, I say big. It cost $2.5 million and it made about $40 million in the US. That's a lot of money for a film that only cost $2.5 million. And even the sequel, it cost, I don't know, $4 or $5 million and it made like $17 million. Right, you see the diminishing returns from 40 to 17, where it was like 60 million worldwide to, I don't know, 20, 25 million worldwide. Because a lot of people didn't like the first one, understandably so, and I didn't really either. Because this is not a good movie. Is this a full-on rant? No, because there's at least a couple moments I laughed. There's a couple characters I liked, supporting character-wise. So, it's not up to the level of epic movie, disaster movie, Scary Movie 5. I would say I even like this more than Scary Movie 4, and that type of stuff. But it's still a bad movie. It's not a good film. Now, I know Marlon Wayans, who stars in it, which I like. I like Marlon Wayans. I do. I think he could be very funny, personable, enjoyable. Whether it be the skits he did on In Living Color, roles he would play, and Don't Be a Menace to the South Central while drinking your juice in the hood. He could do drama like Requiem for a Dream. Even that one kids movie I saw that took place on Halloween, I forget what it was called. I didn't mind him in that. He has a fun action scene where he's fighting these like Halloween decorations, and I forget what it was. I mean, it wasn't a great movie, but I had some fun with Marlon in it. Because I do like him. It's just that he's not the best writer. I don't think he's the best comedic writer. And the more better ones, he had other people. Whether it be Sean, whether it be Tina and Ivory, whether it be other people involved. Here, he had one other person, but he didn't have any of the Wayans brothers involved. Other people he usually works with, it seems. I mean, the guy who directed this, I don't think he's ever directed anything before. And the only thing he directed after was a sequel to this. So. But I was going to say, I know Marlon, he would say, this is not a parody. Critics, they need to know what they're talking about before they review, so it's not a parody. Yes, it is, dude. The definition of a parody, an imitation of the style of a particular artist or genre with deliberate exaggeration for comic effect. Okay, that's what it is. Humorous or mocking imitation of something using the same form as the original. That's what this did with Paranormal Activity. From someone moving in to the same setup of Paranormal Activity to being dragged away even at the end of the film where the boyfriend's dragged and thrown to the camera, a psychic coming by, seeing old footage of this person when they were a kid, the Ouija board, the putting dust on to see the footprints. This was imitating Paranormal Activity, but also doing its own thing to make it more humorous, more crazy, more goofball funny. It is a parody. It's a parody of Paranormal Activity. If you want to just do a comedy of found footage, there's many other ways you could do without copying so much stuff of Paranormal Activity. So I don't know why the fact that Marlon had a bug up his ass is, why would people call this a parody? Because it is a parody, dude. A Paranormal Activity, which I didn't even like. And I've seen a lot of found footage films, and there's a lot that I did like. Blair Witch Project, and Butterfly Kisses, and bits of The Tunnel. Just bits of that fake documentary and then found footage. Savage Land. Like, there's a lot of stuff I like in that genre. Paranormal Activity wasn't one of them. I don't like any of those films. There's scenes I like, but I don't like those films in general. There may be a scene here or two I don't mind, but like Paranormal Activity 3, there's some scenes I like, but I don't like the full movie. Just like this. So you know what? You fit it perfectly. There's some scenes I like, but I don't like the full movie. Because once in a while there'll be an entertaining character, like the guy who is Marlon's cousin when he comes in. Ray. What happened to your furniture, cuz? The way he plays it with such gusto, he plays it with such abandonment and just goes for it. He got some chuckles out of me. Cedric the Entertainer. I know people are mad at him because of the stuff with Cat Williams. Whatever. I don't like Cat Williams. He might have said one or two or three things real in that interview, but sorry, I don't buy the part where he says that Harvey Weinstein went up to him and said, "Mr. Cat Williams, may I please suck on your penis in front of your friends?" Did anyone really buy that part of it? Come on. Anyway. But Cedric the Entertainer I have a problem with, and I thought he was really funny in this movie. In fact, his scene was the funniest part of it, is the one scene I truly like in the movie, which I'll get to. And thankfully, it's a short film, hour and 20 some minutes. The setup is simple. Marlon and his new girlfriend, they're going to move in together. Almost from the get-go, his girlfriend runs over his dog. And the jokes here a lot of times become very lazy. A lot of sex jokes and a lot of bodily fluid jokes, poo jokes, shit jokes. A lot of those type of jokes, like the laziest of the laziest. I mean, the first joke we have is, "What's going on?" And he didn't take the lens cap off. Great, remind me of a joke I saw in the Bogus Witch Project back in the day with Pauly Shore, which was little parodies, separate parodies put together in the anthology of the Blair Witch Project, and two of those stories had the lens cap is still on. Your first joke is literally a joke I saw years and years ago on the Bogus Witch Project. That Pauly Shore did the joke before you. Marlon Wayans, come on. And just the way, like, the dialogue, the way they play off, where Marlon's with his dog, and, "Oh yeah, you'll lick your face with, oh yeah, you don't lick your face with my dog ball mouth?" And they play off a lot of stereotypes. Like, lo and behold, one of the first things they eat as a meal is chicken. I'm like, if I wrote this film and the first scene I have two black people eat, the first meal is chicken, I'm like, what next? Some watermelon? I would be lambasted and... Now, granted, that scene has one of the few bits I laughed at where they're, like, eating, and then Marlon's like, "Hey, nobody's going to hurt you. I'm here. Nobody's going to hurt you. Let's get our gun. Then you're on your own." When he said that such in a deadpan fashion, I did laugh at that. But for the most part, it's just like, okay, it's their first night together. And so Marlon has the camera set up. And he's setting up a dog toy for like 5 minutes as she's getting prepared. So he takes like a dog toy and is humping it. And he's taking like two dog toys and back and forth on his Johnson. And he's putting the dog's toys legs on his shoulders. And he's doing all this stuff. I'm sitting there going, is this like a fetish you have and you want to get it out to Jonesing on your fetish on camera? And just, well, just done for a movie. Or, you know, you done with your furry lovemaking? Do you want a fursuit? Okay, do you want a fursuit? Okay, make some movies. Why don't you just do that? Like, come on, man. Like, and the fact goes on for like 5 minutes. We did it. You're screwing a dog, a toy in the shape of a dog, which just more creepy and sad than funny. And yeah, I don't know which fetish he wants, the furry fetish or the bestiality fetish. I don't know. I don't want either. But come on, dude. So then instead they go to bed when she gets out, and then she farts in bed a lot. That's another joke that feels it goes on for like 3 minutes. She farts, Marlon's like, huh? She farts again, louder. She farts again, louder. She farts again, even louder. So they're going to install more cameras because maybe some ghost things around. And the girlfriend is scared of stuff. So they get, I forget the guy's name. He was one of the guys in Anchorman. He was the pilot in States on a Plane. He's been in a lot of stuff. And pretty much the joke is that he keeps saying stuff about chicken and cornbread. He's like, can I say it? Can I say the N-word? And Marlon's like, yeah, if you say it, I'll punch you in the face. So it's about a guy that just wants to be racist. Or they have Rosa, the housekeeper, who's Hispanic. So when Marlon and his girlfriend leaves, the camera will turn back and forth. Each time it turns back, there's Rosa, the Hispanic housekeeper. She's getting screwed on the table. She has drugs and pimp smashed some ladies with their titties out and shoots them off screen. It's like bottom of the barrel jokes of, this is what we think of stereotypes, but there's nothing really witty or clever it's saying about it. If a white guy did this, they would be called racist. Now, granted, I don't think it's racist. It's just meant to be a joke. It is. It's just meant to be a joke. I just didn't think it was funny. So, no, I don't think the film is racist. I think the film is just very stupid and unfunny for the most part. Again, another one of the few jokes that made me chuckle was when he finally sees there's some paranormal activity, immediately Marlon packs up, I'm leaving, deuces, and drives off. Okay, because that's actually what someone would do. Then he comes back, he's crying, I can't sell this. So they did Psychic and they did Nick Swardson. Nick Swardson is even worse than Rob Schneider for me. Anytime I see Nick Swardson, I want to turn the TV off. I want to turn my brain off. I want to turn my soul off. I do not like Nick Swardson at all. I never thought he was funny. I never thought he was entertaining. I don't understand how he got the status of, at this time, appearing in like Adam Sandler films and this film. I did not think he was funny. The closest is maybe roller skating on Reno 911. Maybe. But I like the Reno 911 characters more. Maybe that's why. But he's gay. You know he's gay because he's awkward, he's shy. When he's scared, the lights are off, he grabs Marlon's nipples. And this goes on about, are you this? Yes. Are you this? Yes. Are you gay? Yes. No, I'm not gay. Okay. Just one, did you know you better? Did you know you better? Are you this? Yes. Are you this? Yes. Are you this? Yes. Are you gay? No. Yes. You're confusing me. I'm like, this is going on way too damn long. And Nick Swartzen just trying to be very effeminate with his voice and try to be the sassy guy. And just, again, trying to be very, very stereotypical. And it just wasn't funny. What else? Oh, at one point she gets possessed and she's recorded. And when they looked at the footage, she was in a Catwoman costume. Like Halle Berry. Which, when did Catwoman come out? When did that film come out? 2004? So you're only almost, I don't know, 10 years too late on that? Because that was 2004. You came out in 2013. So nice Halle Berry Catwoman joke. Almost 10 years after the fact. Congrats. And then you find out that it was the ghost that messed up the girlfriend's, her dead dad's ashes in an urn. Marlon was drunk, came home, smashed it, and took a dump on it. And wiped his ass with curtains. Again, that's the level of jokes and humor you got in this movie for a good chunk of it. Sex, poo joke, fart joke, poo fart joke, sex. Like, there's a joke where she had sex with a ghost and it was wonderful. Then there's a joke that Marlon's sleeping, his ass is up like this, it just pants get pulled down, and you get the idea that that the ghost screwed him. Later on, when all the characters are together, Nick Swartzen has an idea. It cuts away, and Marlon's in a gimp BDSM outfit. There's a bit where the lights are out. Nick Swartz is naked, trying to look for Marlon. Where are you? Where are you? You're in the stratosphere if I could help it. Or they get high with a ghost. Which I saw that done in Scary Movie 2, and it was done better. So Marlon, you did a joke that you guys already did in Scary Movie 2, getting a ghost high. Only that I thought was done better in that movie. I thought that Scary Movie 2, I don't like all the lowbrow humor, but I thought that was, with the cast and the pacing and the character actors like David Cross and Tim Curry and Chris Elliott, Richard Mole, had a good cast of character actors. Much more entertaining than this. But this, again, the only jokes I laughed, I mentioned the bit where he said, unless that guy's a gun, then you're on your own. The bit with, there's a ghost in the house, I'm leaving, deuces. His cousin Ray, who's a gangster in his troop, go in, and the way he reacts and just how gun-ho, where's your furniture, cuz? The furniture drops and he screams like a girl and runs off. That was kind of funny. And they get a priest, Cedric the Entertainer. His scene stole the movie for me. Just everything about that. Seeing the Marlon's possessed girlfriend and, hey, you got any more bear supplies? Like maybe a loaded gun? I don't know about her. She looks like E.T. with a weave. And like there's a bit where he goes up to her and the way he says, how you doing, crazy bitch? The way he says is like in a nervous way, like, how you doing, crazy bitch? It still makes me laugh. And then, like, this is supposed to be a parody. I'm sorry, Marlon. I know you don't want to use the word parody, but it is. Most of it was a parody of Paranormal Activity. This was a parody of The Devil Inside. Where she's learned connect the cuts, like that movie. And I hated that movie. And maybe that's why I liked this scene, because connect the cuts, connect the dots, connect the cuts, connect the cuts. And so Cedric gets out a knife, tit-tat-toe, in your face. I did a tit-tat-toe on her own arm with the knife. Yeah, I connected it. tic-tac-toe in your face. Or she's screaming, and then he did some mouth what like, whew, man, breath is rank. I had to know what the kitten smells like, what the tea smells like. Cedric, I thought was really entertaining. Those 4 or 5 minutes, he was really entertaining. All the tears get together, and they do the exorcism, and then they kind of just beat her up. Then they just assume that she's unpossessed. But then you have the ending where she drags Marlon Wayans, throws him. Well, actually, to be fair, he walks through, and then he's thrown to the camera, like the end of Paranormal Activity. They say, oh, I'm alive. I made it. She's behind me, isn't she? Then he gets dragged away. Obviously, he doesn't die because there's a sequel. Like I said, thankfully the film is short, but it's a lot of just lame, lazy jokes about stereotypes, farts, and how many different times we'd have a sexual thing happen. Whether him sexing up a toy of a dog, his girlfriend getting screwed, him getting screwed by a ghost, him pooing on ashes. Oh, you have this couple that are swingers and he wanting Marlon and his girlfriend to swing with them. Nick Swardson wanting to desperately get Marlon Wayans' pants. And it just got old real quick. Again, Cedric the Entertainer and 2 or 3 little jokes. That's more to say than, again, Disaster Movie, Meet the Spartans, Epic Movie. There's nothing I laughed at that. And I said, I like Marlon Wayans, so it's nice to see him as the star of a film, but he does not have a great track record. Like, if you look at his filmography of stuff that he starred in, I'm not talking about stuff like Requiem for a Dream, he co-starred in. He was in The Heat with Sandra Bullock. I liked him in that. I liked the movie, but I mean, like, ones he actually starred in. The Curse of Bridge Hollow is the Halloween one I was thinking of. I didn't hate that film. That was 2022. He was in Sextuplets. He was in a film called Naked. 50 Shades of Black. All the same director of this. Okay, so he did do 2 more films. I forgot he was in G.I. Joe. Little Man with Sean. I'm not even a fan of White Chicks with Sean and Marlon. But even like Senseless and The Sixth Man. I actually thought he starred in a lot more, but he didn't though. Like this one, Haunted House 2, 50 Shades of Black, Naked, and Sextuplets. Which I might have seen that one, and I hated it. So the last film he was in was Air, which had Ben Affleck, Matt Damon, and Chris Tucker in it. Doesn't show what he's doing next. He was a guest host for 4 episodes of The Daily Show. He was an episode of that reboot of Bel Air. I'm just curious, is that even still on? That had 2 seasons. In March 2023, the series was renewed for a 3rd season. Or so it says. Although it's 2024, there's been nothing of it. Okay. Take that for you, Will. So, I mean, that's my thoughts on Haunted House. Not as good as Steer Movie 1 and 2. Not as bad as Steer Movie, I don't like Steer Movie 3, so yes. Cedric the Entertainer, I got more laughs out of him than anything in Steer Movie 3. 4 and 5 I hated. Again, all those other parody films I mentioned. And yes, it is a parody, Marlon. But it is a bad film. It's a bad comedy. The plot is just kind of going wherever. You can honestly switch the nights around. This night to go here, this night to go here. It'd be pretty much the same thing. Again, the jokes kind of bottom the barrel, lazy. Very lazy jokes. Take that for you will. So with that said, thanks for watching. Take care, everyone, and we'll see you guys later. Bye-bye for now.